What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's Shaquille Leon, however you want to put it. I know I took a little, not even a little, I took a long time off. But I moved, COVID happened. It was just a lot going on, But I'm in a much better place mentally now. And we talk all about finance, stocks, real estate, whatever it is that's finance related. And on today's topic is gonna be, of course, real estate, which has become one of my favorite investing tools, because real estate could take you from paycheck to paycheck to living like a superstar. So on today's episode, by popular demand, by Instagram, we will be talking about my first flip experience. So right now I'm sitting in my primary residence. You can see my bed behind me, windows and all that type of stuff. This is my primary residence. I did end up buying a house in Georgia. My poll for my topic for this video was between a first house tour, which would have been, of course, this house, and my first flip experience. So my first flip experience was a roller coaster. My first flip experience from start to finish was it was a big leap of faith, because it was something, of course, I never did before, because it was my first flip. So it started off with, I have a friend out in Ohio. He'd been flipping properties for years, and I see him posting on Instagram sometime, and he looks like he's doing very, very well. So I was like, I think I might want to get into that. I did have a few dollars saved up. I called him, and then we had a conversation. I was like, I see you doing your thing, and I just want to know how I could do the same thing as you. And him being a good friend, hopefully he watches this video one day. Him being a good friend did set me up with the opportunity to come out there and see how he does it, which I would recommend, especially for a first-time flipper, because it gives you a good idea of the market. Like to see the area itself, to see what stores are around there, just the environment in general, to make you know if you feel comfortable investing in that market. One of the most important things with real estate investing is to understand the market. You don't have to necessarily see it, because there's a lot of investors that invest out of town, and they have property management and other things in place. So they're buying properties and flipping properties and never seen it before. But in my case, as a beginner, of course, I felt a lot more comfortable by going out to Ohio and seeing this area for myself. I felt comfortable with investing in that area. What made me even more comfortable was the cost of entry. To get my house in Georgia was significantly more than it cost me to get my first house in Ohio. So that was a big help, because my down payment on this house is enough to buy a house or two, maybe three in Ohio. And that's just the down payment. That's not even, to pay the house off. But nonetheless, I did end up going out there feeling comfortable with the market. And then from there, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So once I started looking at property, I started putting in offers. It took around 6 months, 5-6 months before I went from, putting out offers to actually being under contract, because that market is very competitive. Is a very lucrative market where you can buy properties for significantly cheaper than other markets and get a good return on your investment. So of course it's popular amongst investors, especially in that area and even out of town, because me, myself, I was coming from out of town to a whole new market to invest in. And there's plenty of other people that think just like me, that they maybe have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to buy at a property to flip. So first step was, of course, getting the property under contract, which of course, the way how you get a property under contract is by first you put out an offer. If your offer is accepted by the seller, then boom, you have your property under contract. You send your earnest money. Now you have, your earnest money is in escrow, and then you just wait for your closing date. So I had the property in the contract. I went out there and saw it in person, of course. And the house was a big house. It was a corner lot. And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, a corner lot. I feel like corner lots, coming from New York, a corner lot, I used to not really like them, like as far as, because I used to shovel snow. At one point when I was young, I shoveled snow, and the corner houses would be the most snow, but they'll be the most money. So it's kind of the same with real estate. The corner house sometimes will have more value than houses that's within the block, or they have more space. You know, you're coming around the corner of the block, I guess. So the house did have potential to have a substantial return on investment. So I bought that house for exactly $15,000, $15,000 cash. I got that property for, and then I had a contractor that came out to look at it. So the contractor initially gave me an estimate for repairs for $17,000, which would have made this flip $15,000 plus $17,000, which is $32,000. $32,000 would have been the complete flip, the complete, cost to get the job done. So week one of renovation on this property, right? So we bought the house already, paid the $50,000, whatever, got the title, whatever, the deed. Now the property's under ownership of myself, of course. So I have the property in possession now, and then as we start construction, the contractor notices that the roof needs to be fixed as well. So that brought the $17,000 budget up to 17 plus 8, what is that? 25,000. But nonetheless, $25,000 for renovation, right? And that's with the roof addition. Then there ended up being a few other miscellaneous things that weren't a part of the initial cost. Was increased due to miscellaneous things, of course, little here and there, flooring or whatever the case may be. The outside, the landscape added extra money. So altogether, I ended up putting in $30,000 into this property. Now, one thing that I would mention about this flip was, it was agreed or told to me that this flip would take about 4 to 6 weeks. We'll have it done right away, and it will be right back on the market. So I was like, oh, this sounds good. If I'm putting $30,000 for renovation, $15,000 for the house, $45,000 altogether, and it sells for $75,000, then whew, I'm making a nice little, some nice money in a month. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's say it's March 22nd. Supposed to finish in he said end of December. Let's just say January. Just give benefit of the doubt. January will be done. It's March, and it's finishing up this week. So that's one thing. When it comes to flipping, two things. When it comes to flipping, your estimated cost of repair may not be your cost of repair. There's almost always something that's going to come. You have to always expect that. You have to always have more in your budget and expect to spend it. So you never want to flip and be right on the money. Like that's all you have. You're spending your last dollar, because during this flip, I had to basically live off of savings, because I was depending on this flip to increase my cash flow. I've been living off of savings for a few months now. So that's one. You got to make sure you always have reserves. Two is the estimated time for renovation. It's normally not going to be the estimated time for renovation. It's an estimate, a rough estimate at best. But you have to always know that it may not take as long as they say. They maybe say a month, and it takes 2-3 months. So of course, with this being my first flip, what have I learned from this? I learned those two things, of course, that I mentioned, and I learned also I had paid my contractor a little bit early. The whole $30,000, I paid a little bit early, and I feel like that made the contractor not have as much incentive to finish the job in a timely manner, because it's already paid. So it's like whenever it's done, it's done. That's one thing that I would not recommend going forward. You should pay in increments. Like as a job gets completed, you send a payment. As another part of the house gets completed, you send another payment. But I don't recommend sending out a $30,000 payment and you're still on demolition. So when I sent out a $30,000 payment, I had just got through demolition and started putting up the wallpaper. And if you ever done a flip before, or if you're looking to do a flip, normally when you're doing like after you do your reno, which would be, you know, you clean out the house, whatever you don't need to be there, you clean it out, and then if need be, you got to put up drywall. I said wallpaper. If you got to put up drywall, then you put up drywall, then it gets primed, and then it gets painted and stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm not gonna do it all in this video because this is just my experience. It's not an actual how does a flip work. That would be a whole nother topic. So drywall goes up, right? So basically, by the time I sent out the $30,000, the full amount of the $30,000 payment, I was only on drywall going up. And you know, if you do renovations, you know drywall is like, it's like you're not really close. You still have the floors, you still have the bathrooms, you still have the cabinets. You got a lot of work to do. So by the time drywall went up, I sent out the $30,000. I would never recommend you send out all the money at one time, because then, like I said, the incentive to work at a good pace, you know, to get the job done in a timely manner is not going to be there. Another thing that I would mention about this flip, which it just came to my mind, is if you purchase a flip and the property's been vacant a significant amount of time, maybe like a year or so, you would want to try calling the utilities after you get ownership of the property. When it came to getting the gas on, I had to call the gas company, and it was about a 6 or 7 week period before the gas people actually came out and put the gas on. So that time could have been saved waiting for gas to come on, because you need the gas to heat the house. Ohio's cold, it's winter, so you need the house to be at a certain temperature to paint the house and make the paint dry, you know, and look nice when it's painted. Definitely try to set up your utilities after you get the property, because you don't know how long they're going to take to come out and put on gas, water, or whatever the case may be. And overall, I would say that it was a good journey. I was able to learn real estate flips. I was able to learn the market, and the house will be going up for sale. I may do a video when I go back out there showing what it looks like, before pictures, after pictures, just, you know, a little video showing the full renovation. You know, I know a lot of people like to see that, like HGTV, to see a house go, you know, looking from crappy to beautiful. So yeah, so that was my experience with my first flip. Like I said, overall it was good. It was a good learning experience, but going forward, I'm a lot smarter now. And this is one of those things where you learn on the job. You know, you can watch a lot of real estate videos, I'm a big fan of Bigger Pockets. So, and Graham Stephan, those are two YouTube channels that I could watch all day. Graham doesn't do flips, of course, but Bigger Pockets, you can learn a lot from a lot of guests on there about flips. So I did gain a lot of experience, and I plan on doing a lot more this year. I also plan on doing some buy and hold, and you know, just being the real estate guy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, share. This is a new channel, so of course we want to get more people to watch, not only for the engagement, but also to spread financial literacy. It's something that's lacking, I would say, in millennials. You know, a lot of us millennials are consumed with so much debt and consumed with so much consumer pressure to buy things that we don't really need. And on this channel, you know, it's all about investing. So we're always going to be talking about ways of putting your money to work and multiplying what you do have, so that you can become financially free and live on your own terms and things of that nature. So definitely want to share this video and give other people the opportunity to be more involved with their finances and become better financially. And this will be the end of my video. That was my first experience with the flip. I want to thank everybody for watching, of course. And I'll be back. I think I'll do the house tour. You can see a little bit of it, of course. You know, my little bed and all that. I got some books over there, the Bible. But yes, house tour will be coming soon. And again, I want to thank everybody for watching. And I'll be back. Peace.